welcome back to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to the Devils of the West, our Savage Worlds game that's kind of, what's it called? Deadlands, but not exactly our own lore. When last we left our rootin' tootin', cowboy shooting, monster hunting, cow pokes, they weren't hunting a monster, they were attempting to teach a monster. A young boy monster who is huge and bulbous and scary, living in his father's hidden away basement, who has broken the professor's hand, his
dominant hand
accidentally killed a little girl he was trying to help. And though you have tried, it seems like it's a problem that's hard to solve in a way that feels good. We pick back up in the small-ish town of Dodgerton, Kansas. Not Dodge City. Totally different.
Legally distinct.
I also think I realized that is Dodge City Oklahoma?
There might be one in both. There's definitely a Dodge City in Kansas.
Is he
Because
like the main Dodge City?
No, I think the Dodge City is in Oklahoma.
Is it one of those like Kansas City that's like between two? Not that those. Anyway,
is the answer both?
The answer is definitely not. It's a shared city between the two because Dodge City is fairly central in Kansas.
Yeah.
Either way. Anyway, unimportant. It's in Kansas. You guys.
It's a shithole. What else do you want?
Deal with it, Kansas viewers.
Yeah, 404 Dodge.
They're still bigger.
We pick back up there.
Well, the professor's arm is probably in a splint by now, so.
Even though it's at least your hand and stuff is like wrapped and supported.
So, I see two solutions here.
Right.
I see one.
Both of which need foisting this off on somebody without a conscience. First is we just leave and say, you know what? If something else happens, we just deal with that when it happens.
Or it's somebody else is forced to deal with it.
Right.
I mean, I'm also gonna say, I'm just gonna throw this out there. It's that family's fault for letting that daughter out of their sight, so. If anybody needs to face injustice.
That goes around to the second thing, which is, we're discussing all of this. I feel like we should just present the issue to her parents and see what they want for justice.
No.
Then it's not on us.
If we're trying to keep this quiet, I don't think bringing the Samson brood. I believe somebody else referred to them as a brood, so I'm not.
Is there a brood?
It's their daughter.
I'm quoting you.
The Samson clan, as I will refer to them.
At the end of the day, it's their daughter. They're the ones
You're right,
seeking
but like
retribution.
They weren't even seeking retribution.
But
They didn't even seem to care.
If we're trying to keep this quiet in any way, bringing the Samsons into it means it's word will get around. I think I agree. One solution is to just leave, but sooner or later this happens again.
It's
sooner
going
or
to
later,
happen again.
Sooner or later he gets. Sooner or later the Harpenter can't cover for the kid.
But that's not our problem. It's not our problem to solve.
It is if we could have done something to stop it.
I think
he's regardless of whether it was an accident or not, he's already killed somebody.
Sure.
And it will probably happen again. So I think
you gotta prevent it.
I don't like the idea, but I think one way or another we need to permanently solve this problem, and we've established that there isn't a way to there's no cure, because it's not
He's a monster.
It's not a curse.
He's a monster. He's gonna do it again because he is dumb and he's strong as hell. He's gonna kill his dad.
And so, that's probably true. So we can either take matters into our own hands, in which case we might have to deal with the Harpenter as well, which seems less morally
Someone take him out grocery shopping, I don't know.
Or we can try and convince the Harpenter that this is the best. Or sorry, you can try and convince the Harpenter that this is the best course of action.
There's a lot of community going around here, but it's gonna come down to old James Mohan here.
Mm-hmm. And
totally legitimate and
the
real James Mohan.
The other
Mohan has known the Harpenter his entire life.
And knows exactly what to say to him, exactly what references to make from them being friends for 20
just
years.
knowing each other for years and years and having such a close
What's
relationship.
Harper's first name?
Harp.
Even pretend Jimmy Mohan knows that.
The other reason I think we can't just walk away from this is Buckwash. I don't think we need to kill Buckwash. As much as members of this group dislike Buckwash, I don't think we need to kill Buckwash. But I don't, especially the way he drinks, I don't trust him to keep what he's seen and knows secret forever. And I think that
he's seen too much.
Yes, well, I'm just saying that if we don't provide a permanent solution to this problem,
The town will.
yeah, sooner or later the town.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
But we don't want to put your friend.
You're a real torches and pitchforks kind of guy, aren't you?
I'm saying.
You want him to be scarred for
Other-
life.
It's not his torture. His
Yeah.
pitchfork.
It's not my torture.
He just
He pretty
No
much
monkey,
not
no
his
circus.
pig, not his farm. He don't care.
not his monkey, not his circus.
It's one of those things. Do I have a solution to the problem? I don't. So I have to.
I'd say
leave
you
it
don't
up to
have
the
a
people
solution
that-
to the problem on your hip. But
Right, but why do I have to be the one to
You don't.
take that?
Because you're involved.
Okay, you know what?
I'm uninvolved.
How about this?
myself.
How about this? Instead of us having to dirty our hands killing him, we make the Harpenter dirty his hands killing him.
Jesus Christ!
No.
How is that a better solution?
Well, because it doesn't affect any of us in any way.
Spoken like a true man against God.
Exactly. Hey, I did my best, and look what I got out of it—a broken arm. So,
like, do you really want this town burned down? Your wife lives
The
here.
second he breaks an arm, he's like, kill the
Mountains on
kid.
molehills over
The
here.
second his arm gets broken, he's like, kill the kid.
Don't you want to take care
I
of
thought it was my arm.
Raise your hand, because you were like holding a pen and you grabbed your hand and
That's
crushed
right.
it together.
I wrote arm on my notes here.
So,
I think that like injury is technically an arm, but it's just a hand. Like you can't use that arm function
I
unless
think
you're like
you
holding
should
something
go
with your arm.
still
over
throw
your
Yeah.
elbows.
I can throw elbows, but I mean,
Bullseye,
Sneeze, and just,
I
and you give your friend a big hug.
I don't like either of our solutions. I think our moral standing is shaky no matter what we decide to do.
I mean,
But I
here's-
don't think we should just walk away
It's
from this problem because it
from a
poses
certain standpoint, what's the sentence for murder in the Wild West? It is a hanging. So it's not like it's gonna be outside of. It's just that it's extrajudicial, I guess. Like it's that we are the executioners. That's the only like moral.
I just think
Right, the fact that it's an 8-year-old who did an accident has no moral standing in this at all. It's just that you're not doing it officially.
It's okay. That's fair.
we're all headed for a noose sooner or later. We'll just try and take some monsters
Great
out.
noose in the
Well,
sky.
it's okay. So you
I'm gonna send this out loud.
The legit,
I mean,
for me,
that's a legitimate
the
thing. Is that
legit-
if you do consider it manslaughter, then it's like, okay, well, what's the penalty for manslaughter? In that case?
Probably still a hanging, but this is the old west. You get hung for stealing a horse.
if you're a
Sure.
woman
That's what a hang
and,
is.
and you didn't bleed on your
From
sackle,
a modern
and
sensibility, you're right.
you're a
8-year-old
witch.
could manslaughter. They'll
I'm
fucking hang a pig.
I'm just inserting extra moral quandary into the situation. I have
If you
no standing
sell
in
You
this
are
situation.
not
sweaters at
introducing
high
any
prices, straight to jail.
I'm reintroducing
Right.
moral quandary. So I make sure
What
you
he
all
means
remember.
is he's poking this moral quandary with a stick to make it wriggle more.
I just,
he's poking a bear to see what'll happen.
I mean, I just, my problem is that people will get hurt by accident. Look, if this was, like, the reason we're having a discussion at all is because, yeah, this is a kid who didn't mean to do it.
He's gonna
Like-
get scarred for life too if the town tries to kill him, and then his dad's gonna get scarred for life because there's the giant mom. Why not just take your good pal to the woods and be like, yo, this is what's going down right
Are you
now.
suggesting he shoots the harpy?
No. I'm suggesting someone dangle a little toy for the kid and I pop him in the head while
So
the kid's
here's the other
distracted.
thing, though, is if you do that, my wife lives in this town. That the Harpenter also lives in. He could just like walk over and kill my wife at any moment.
Well,
I-
correction.
yes.
I just want I want to note this. This isn't your wife.
Right.
This is
But you guys
James
don't know
Mohan's
that.
wife.
You guys don't know
You don't know that.
No out of character conversation at my game table.
You at the wrong game.
Yes.
It could just be Eric.
Excuse me.
No mixing in and out of character knowledge.
Is this your first session with us?
Which is why I think that either the Harpenter needs to come to terms with it, or the Harpenter probably needs to be dealt with as well.
You got a way of dealing of making the Harpenter come to terms with it.
Explain to him that
Your kid's a monster?
this is
He's going to kill you?
it's just going to happen again, or I don't know, get the Harpenter to pack
Either
up
you're
and
going to kill or get
move
killed.
to the
What you gonna
mountains
do?
or something. I don't know. I don't have a solution. As far as I'm concerned, you're in charge. We're supposed to be your posse.
Right, exactly. I get to be in charge. Wrap this up and we're out of here.
You're so stupid. I love you, but you're so stupid.
Why are you so stupid?
Why are you so stupid? That's a weird thing for Grimes to say. He grabs Mohan by his shirt.
You love you, but you're stupid. I feel like Grimes would say exactly. That's not a weird thing for Grimes to say.
No, that is-
I mean, it's a weird thing to say. Not a weird thing for Grimes to say.
That is such a
I
Grimes.
mean, Grimes is also flat out just called Ed ugly. So
More than once.
yeah,
More than once.
So Grimes
And I do
ain't
not
afraid to say
apologize
what's
for
on
any
his
of
mind.
my previous actions. I'll try to do better.
Or future. I don't apologize for any of my previous, current, or future actions.
Well,
I will talk with Jared.
That doesn't sound right to me.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was check. No, I believe it's Cecil.
You were close.
Oh yeah, Jared, right there.
Double check my notes. Yep, I'm right.
Jared.
Both had 2 syllables.
It's been like 2 weeks. I'm sorry I forgot the Harpinger's first name.
You've known this guy since you were a kid, Jimmy.
I like to know the Harpinger's like, I've known you since you were a kid, Jimmy. Thanks, Cecil. Jared.
I'm so tempted to not remind you of people's names I get introduced and just trust you in your memory and notes.
I'm terrible.
I'm not doing it with love interest at the very least. If you go back to town for your criminal lover, you're gonna not know her name, and it's gonna be hilarious.
I'll be like,
she never
dressed in
asked.
a nice
Oh, she
light.
did. She
Did she?
introduced herself. She learned her name.
I did.
He learned her name.
And guess what? I don't know her
I'm
name.
terrible names in real life.
In the real one. So, what do y'all do?
I'll just make out with her. It'll be fine, and then I'll go through my whole life without saying her name. I'll just say sweetheart,
Sure.
like a true man. Be like female, woman.
I hate to say it, boys. I forgot my wife's name.
I have a very simple moniker for or not like moniker, but a very simple way of remembering your wife's name because I texted Erickson about it. Like, did you do this on purpose? And he was just like,
I
no,
did
but
not.
that's hilarious.
For all of you who figured that what he's talking about, I did not. But it's pretty blatant.
Yes.
It's pretty blatant.
In Kansas.
Yep.
Well, you talking to Harpenter or what?
Is this conversation happening like outside of Harpentry?
I don't think we're having it.
I understand that you're not in front of him, but is that what you guys like having it like kind of quietly, but like
Either or like or
In the middle of the
yeah, I
street,
just-
just a huddle
at
of
the
guys.
at the Mohan's
and gals.
place or
I'm just kind of
Explain
holding
that
on to my
looks like
hand.
it
Like,
may be relevant where this is happening. So specifically, where is this conversation happening?
Probably in his backyard.
In the
yeah,
backyard.
behind the shop.
Yeah, behind the shop. He says, alright, I'll talk to him one more time. But after that, I think we have to drop it until something else happens. That's my thought. We give him the sword of Damocles. He's got one chance. If something else happens, then we have to deal with it. It cost somebody else's life. I guess that's on me. But that's the law that I'll lay down. It's the first time is manslaughter, and he's a kid, and he doesn't have cognizance of what he's doing. But if he's a danger repeatedly, then he can't stay.
I'm just worried.
So we let him kill someone else a second time because he's going to do it.
We don't know that.
Yeah, you do.
No, we don't.
All right, he killed that first person. Let's see what he does when he put a second person.
All right, he killed him. We're not putting a second person in there. We're
Right.
saying the Harbinger knows that this
First
can
time
happen.
coincidence.
Right.
Second time science.
Yeah.
Third time. If it does happen a third time, the Harpinger's letting him out.
Right.
It's a conspiracy.
Like, it's one of those.
The second time proves he's a monster. The third time proves the Harpinger's guilty.
Yeah, this is true.
Right.
It proves that monster son murder was an inside job.
First time was an accident, and it's like, okay, like it's horrible to say, but because we have to make that decision, I say we give him the sword of Damocles. He says, you know, if anything happens, we have to reveal you. Like that's just how it is. So he knows that he's on thin ice, and what he chooses to do with that, whether it's move or ask us to kill his son or to reveal the whole thing, that's on him.
And if it'll make you feel better, you can just station somebody outside the Harpinger's place until and if something happens. If something happens, or if he breaks out again, you have grounds to shoot him.
But he didn't break out. That was the thing, right? She came in.
He
broke out
because he heard that she was
screamed she heard herself.
I'm just worried that the governor's going to call us back to Colorado, and while we're gone,
when you leave
the town
Bushweed
burns
to
down.
figure it out.
We leave.
I think we should stop bickering like
Bushwhack.
women.
We leave Bush Shrub to tend to whatever.
Not the shrub.
I think that's fair.
I think it's the best we can.
And you know what? If we're lucky, Bushwhack will die in the process. That's all that matters. Just saying.
It's a bushwhack.
I like bush rub.
It's not a bacon tree, it's a ham bush.
It's a ham bush.
It's a gaffy wagon.
It's a gaffy wagon.
Get in the paddy wagon.
I think the Sword of Damocles option. Ed has no idea what a Sword of Damocles is, but I think that option is fair.
It's like a delayed execution. It's
Right.
like you have one shot. If something else happens, it's like 3 strikes and you're out. But like
You only get 2.
Because he's a
The
goddamn
rules of
monster.
baseball haven't been finalized yet, so.
Well, I mean, I think Sword of Damocles is like it's an old Greek.
Yes,
tale.
Sword of Damocles is much.
I don't remember
much.
Oh, I remember the important.
Also heavily featured in an anime where there are like literal.
This is a long ass conversation to talk in the hot sun. I think you should go get that man.
Okay, I'll go talk to Cecil.
You call him Cecil?
Cecil.
Which one do you call him?
Cecil.
Parlance?
Caesar.
Okay, he doesn't seem to be perturbed or
Caesar salad.
confused.
Harry.
If I pretend to be friends with the Roger, probably just called him Harp.
So you're going back to Harpentry. You're going back inside of Harpentry. Is anyone else staying outside?
Yeah.
I probably asked you all to stay outside.
And you walk in there and Cecil will like see you coming in and be like, is your friend's is his hand all right?
No, he's broken.
He kind of rubs his eyes like, whatever I can do to help.
Just from the outside.
Cecil.
You're like listening against
Nosy bastard.
Oh, come on. Like, you wouldn't want to know what's going on.
So, given your special circumstances, as a lawman, I'm going to do a decision. I'm going to rule this as manslaughter. I can't, obviously this has to stay between us. I can't bring you up in like an official court for your own protection. But for my own conscience, we're going to rule it as manslaughter. We're going to say she went missing. But between the two of us, we'll know what happened. And I have to make this very serious with you. If anything happens again, where he's either going to have to be put down, or you're going to have to leave. Those are the two options that I can give you. I don't feel comfortable having an extrajudicial execution, but because of the nature of this, it's not really going to it's not going to go to the courts. It'll be me coming in and putting him down, or it'll be you going off into the mountains somewhere. And whatever your conscience will take you for that, I'll leave it to you, but that's the decision I have to come to. Because I can't let these other people be in danger just to keep your secret. And it's happened this time, and it was an accident, and I can understand that, but the rest of these people are living in danger, and they don't need them. They have the right to know. So, they have the right to be protected and safe, just as much as anybody else. So, if your secret's putting them in danger, to me, the moral thing would be to leave. But this is your town, it's your home, it's your decision. But you're putting all these other rest of the people in danger. And if you can't bring yourself to put them down, which I can understand, it's your son, my recommendation would be to leave town. I'm not gonna force you out, I'm not gonna make a whole blue about it, but no, if something else happens, we'll have to take it in our hands. I'll take it in my hands.
Give me persuasion. This is not something that is like he's gonna be like, no, I don't agree with you. Like this is more about him whether or not he's going to be taking your advice. He seems relieved in general.
It's a treat.
It's a 3. He seems like a weight's kind of lifted off his shoulders. He seems to respect the gravity of the situation, but he'll kind of start to be like, thank you so much, Jimmy. Nothing will happen again. I'll make sure my boy doesn't cause any more trouble. You had my word.
You won't cause any trouble one way or the other. That's the last I'll leave with it.
Hits you with that.
Reference
from the first
And then he drags you down the basement. He's my son.
It turns out he's like an evil cultist the whole time. Like, damn it.
My wife wasn't a witch.
I was the wizard.
They mailed that brick here from Rascatoon.
It's a special sheriff killing brick.
It's a sheriff killing brick.
Send out a telegram to every town you can think of, asking if anybody had a brick, what to knock out a sheriff.
That's the only thing that could kill totally not Mohan is if you find his real name carved on a brick in the
Quite the curse.
It's,
all right.
Probably not the
He
craziest.
seems to have taken your comment to heart. You're not sure if he's going to listen to your advice or not, but at the very least, it seems like some sort of resolution has been reached here.
There we go. See, it's the classic. If you don't know what to do, just let some other cunt handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
As the sign says. Don't hurt your back, let somebody else do it.
Thanks, Billy Butcher from The Boys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So, having resolved that, fence up back at the house. Are you guys going to just be kind of lying low, relaxing here for a little bit?
I think
Spend
Well, I'm
some time
gonna
with the wife?
be drinking my pain away.
Yeah,
because my
I
hand
think
hurts.
we need some
I'm
doctors.
gonna go drink with the professor.
Is there a
I
doctor
can't
in
work
town?
on my gadgets.
Yeah.
Okay. Little sawbones.
There's not a doc in the terms of like, oh boy, this sure is a doctor. There's a doctor in the sense of, that guy's got band-aids and medicine and tonic.
You know, we'll
And
I'll put up
fancy
the.
ones.
I guess I don't really have the cash to put up. You got your own cash. I'm gonna tell Grimes here to be under the care of that doctor while we're staying here. Try to get those wounds taken care of. Cause you got 2 wounds. All your stuff. Oh wait.
Yeah, I have. Do I have 2 wounds? Yeah, I have 2 wounds.
2 wounds. Okay. Yeah, you need to get those taken care of. All your dice rolls have -2 to them. You gotta get that taken care
I
of.
was like, what?
You're freaking hamstrung for the rest of the campaign. Grimes, are your ribs still broken? I'm fine. It's been 6 months.
I can't stop doing my ab workout. I need some washboard, man.
For the chicks.
My hernia.
I guess I'll go get a doctor. How much is
So-
a doctor's visit?
The way it'll work is I'll give you some bonuses if you spend a week of downtime and Grimes spends the week at this doctor's office. Like, you can leave and stuff during the day, but like, you're in this person's care for a week, basically.
Okay.
Are you doing anything like that, or are you just going about your business normally?
I mean, I have no choice at this point. I'll go and
You'll kind of be there with
I'll
them
be
too.
going to the doctor periodically for,
Well, They can't. There's no half measures.
Okay, fine then.
I've had this conversation with you before, where it's to the how close or far away from something. Okay, like, well, I'll do whatever I want, but also get all the benefits of doing nothing. Like, if you are going to,
yes,
there's a week of downtime.
Yes,
you
I'll
two are
stay
spending it with the doctor. You'll pay for it, and you'll get bonus for that, but you won't be able to do other things really successfully.
As long as I can still drink, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
Then yeah, fine. I'll
That's what
probably
we
just be
call-
reading the
That's
medical.
what we call Wild West anesthesia. And that's a shot of whiskey and a leather strap.
I'll probably just be reading the science book because I can't tinker with my gadgets.
And honestly, like, for you, it's more rest. For you, it's a pretty miserable week because there's probably multiple times where this guy gives you the old take a shot of this and bite this belt as he, like, kind of pops bones and stuff. Like, your hand is broken and stuff is misshapen and out of place. Like, he has to, like, realign stuff as well as he can, and it's a pretty miserable, painful process.
Yeah. Hey, Gramps, I never want to hear you complain about shit.
I'm over
Grimes
it.
gets shot all the time.
I know.
Fox got all these wounds, we can't get all his wounds to go away.
It's like a
What
slumber party.
are the three of you not... So it is going to be $20 for each of you for this week. $20 and no more. Just
That's
$20.
cheap compared to talking to that guy.
Yeah, well, what do you want? A doctor to help your broken hand or to see the future?
Spindly Norman.
If you want him to lie to you, you do it for cheaper. But no.
I don't think Dodgerton, Kansas is a place to do it, but I think we should look into getting a train.
A train?
Yeah, because we load up the horses on the train. If we're going to be traveling around fighting monsters,
Again.
like, using a train is like a mobile headquarters.
Again, having Sam on a train
You're
is...
getting your own train.
Yeah.
I was like, where are you trying to go by train? No, you mean
Anywhere.
Okay. Yeah.
What if you're going the wrong way?
You can find out real quick.
Listen, I'm just gonna say, Sam being on a train probably is not the
Is an
best.
act of terrorism. What are the other three of you doing during this week?
I don't know.
I'm spending time with the wife.
Spending time with the wife.
That's an easy one.
trying to get some more memories so you have lies to tell
Yes.
in the future.
Build new memories so you can just be like, man, God, you remember 2 days ago? You were so pretty that day.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
What about you, Jeffers?
Trying to go to church.
Hang around, trying to go to church.
Go ahead and roll me spirit.
You got spirit? Yes, you do.
How about you there, little lady?
You
Also
gonna
probably just hanging around.
Are you trying to go to church?
Yeah, but I don't think I need to make a spirit.
Yeah, no, you're good. You can just go to church.
I just had flashbacks.
Tree.
Church
This time,
turning in the background,
You, like,
sounds of screaming.
On Sunday morn, you start walking towards the church, and you feel this, like, that same, like, repulsion and, like, unwelcomeness as you approach it.
Get out
and
of here.
you find yourself, like, picturing and reimagining that recent night after you left the orphanage and needed to feed. And you picture the face of the dead old person that you drained from, and you feel an unworthiness to enter that building, and you can't bring yourself to do it.
Well, the rest of the time I'm gonna look for opportunities to feed.
What do you mean? I mean, Buckwash is drunk more often than not. I mean, what do you mean by opportunities to feed? Also, it's like you guys go to the bar or anything. If you see Buckwash, he like gives you a wide berth and like weird looks, and like he is uncomfortable near you.
Should be friendly with them.
Yeah, unless you're like seeking out animals to hunt, there's no one else dies and is found during this next week for there to be a fresh
Not
corpse.
super common.
Yeah. Turns out this most recent murder was like the most recent murder in this town
Missing
in
persons.
a long
A
time.
little bit more common.
Well, they usually show up.
If that
months
opportunity,
later, 8 months later.
if that opportunity does not come up, I will not feed.
Okay. During this week's time, a couple things happen. First off, you receive a letter from Rangers. It's not really a letter, it's $52.
I give that to the wife.
All right, here's $52. The two of you roll me your vigor rolls. Both of you will have a +2 to it, which means it's a flat roll for you. Do you have any wounds or just the injury?
Just the injury.
So you'll actually have a +2 in this.
Come on.
Big money.
Big.
Big money. Hey, 4 explodes.
5. So during this week, your hand's still tinder, but it's put back in place and healed enough that it's functional.
So I can still,
You can use it. You can use it. It's just a little tinder.
Alright, I'm gonna carefully tinker with gadgets. Just be like, just the wrong move.
7.
7. 1 more of your wounds will heal.
I got 1 wound.
Time to get shot again.
Damn it, no.
Okay, so who's shooting her this?
Who's shooting Grimes?
Grimes just like, my rib feels a lot better. Yeah, how about your leg?
Looking at your bullet hole wound in the side, it's also not like necrotic and gross anymore. Like over this week, the kind of like rotty deadness of it fades away, and it kind of is like healing and scarring over.
So
it seems
what
like
you
a normal
say
wound.
is a cool battle scar. You can show
That's
me.
right. You can show the ladies another scar of you getting shot. The ungrowing list of
Scars,
scars.
super cool, unless they smell bad.
That's right.
I guess that actually probably
Infected
uses-
wounds, not as cool and manly as scars.
It's true. I'd probably use this week to delve into my occult studies.
And you find that it comes probably pretty naturally to you from previous rolls. Go ahead and roll me a occult.
Terrifying.
You witch.
That's what it's looking like. Oh no, it's occult studies.
Are you that eye-patched witch from Big Fish now?
Big fishes. You find yourself able to successfully recreate that one ritual that you already came up with, but you're having a hard time figuring anything else out. You feel like to really learn something like this, you will need probably a teacher or a book that's a lot less moral than the one you learned the first one from. The occult stuff yours is more, what you've come up with is a lot more pure than your average occult ritual, and it seems like your knowledge and basis is from a much more pure place, and more the occult side of things would take a darker influence.
Doesn't help.
Speaking of darker influences, you receive one other letter.
Oh.
This one, though it is not signed, though it's not signed by a specific name, you think it is pretty obvious who it is, as it is signed,
By scratch?
No. He's not sending you letters just yet. It is...
Yeah, because that would give us a return address.
There's no return address on this. It is signed from Raven. And it speaks of a friend who he refers to as Toad, needing help. And he gives you an address. And the address will take you to
Harper tree.
Brent Springs, Arkansas.
Brent Springs, Arkansas.
Still very east.
Why is this one Kansas? But this one no Kansas.
Is that far enough east to be in the war?
It's far enough east to be next to the war and not an active war zone in that battles aren't being fought there, but Southern troops are most certainly going to be around.
We're also just heading farther into the south, which isn't necessarily great for me.
This is true.
We're gonna end up in Louisiana next.
I have a question.
That's why you're my retirement.
There's a very good chance I just get
Is that a
arrested
thing?
in Arkansas.
Spiritualism?
You know, the whole
Like,
You guys not know the ladies that are puking out ghosts and stuff at this time period and pretending to do things?
you like Victorian, spiritualism?
Yeah.
Oh.
Spirit bells and Ouija boards.
Yeah.
I thought you meant women
Ghost
who
jars.
assume that they're a Pisces so they can get whatever they want.
No, that's
modern
No,
spiritualism.
that's so they can do anything they want.
That's
Because
That's like
Yeah.
the excuse for women.
That's
They're
such an
like, I'm a
Aries.
Cancer, so I can cry.
Yes, you are. You are the answer. Anyway.
well,
Sorry to all
we
the cancers
mount
out
up
there.
and go out.
You guys heading out to...
Oh, no, you guys don't know about this letter. I'm just
Yeah,
going
you
off.
can...
I'm not
Burn after
bringing,
reading.
Yeah, I'm not bringing you fuckers with me.
What? So we're just
Have fun in
hanging out
town.
here.
Proceeds to die and nobody knows what happened to him.
Dodgerton burns down while he's gone.
What happened? Grimes somehow found himself in charge and.
I'm in charge.
Yep, I'll let the wife know I'm going to be away on business.
Okay.
She's got my paycheck, so she
Should hold her over for a little while.
And My paycheck should be arriving here from now on. I'll probably say that, like, no matter where I am, just send my paycheck.
And it's sort of saying that, like, the paycheck gets delivered, like, to your home address.
Right.
It's not like you don't have to go to the mail house for this. Like, there's like it's delivered.
You mean there's not going to be this random messenger who walks up to you outside of a
courier.
cave?
Person with no name, just courier.
Yeah.
Doesn't like you're not deep underground and like open a locked room and there's a guy sitting there like, what's that?
I like sometimes if you can like see him coming and you can just like dart into a building. You're like, that guy's gonna be waiting for me when I get out. And it's like, there he is.
I'm gonna whatever like the return address on my paycheck is. I'm gonna write down a letter that says, "This is the address you should send these to."
From now.
Okay. So that way I don't have to worry about like, oh, it's somewhere else because I'll just
So your poor
in someone's
guy
pockets if I
don't
need
have to
money.
do anyone's laundry ever again other than yours.
So, yeah, I'll just turn Grimes in if I need.
There you go.
We'll break you out later.
I'm a little short on cash because of my bar tab. Would you take a bounty?
How much do you worth? $800, I think. I'll take it.
I'll give you a hot tip on where you can get a nice $800.
So, are you guys riding out to Arkansas?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys come with me?
Well, duh.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my point is, if we're gonna be riding back and forth across the country, a train would make a sweet mobile headquarters.
Right. Yeah.
And then
I gotta turn you and Grimes in before I can buy the train.
That's not true.
Confluence City is literally called Confluence City because it's where two major railways meet.
Why are you pointing at me just then? What?
Because you could have a sweet mad science train car.
Oh, I could. I'd have to
Best I can do is one of those like little pump ones.
Although I'd have to get rid of a lot of the oils and kerosene that Sam has, but I'm pretty sure we can
Or you just have to keep them in the back train car.
Dude, if we're going through a war zone, Sam's probably a war crime at this point.
Hey, just don't
He's a munitions wagon, is what he is.
Yeah, just don't shoot the donkey, you'll be fine.
He's just got a sign over his neck that says "Don't shoot."
No,
One
don't
was
shoot
so
jackass.
he's got big red like signs that say explosives. They're just like hanging up.
Hey, we're going to Arkansas. They can't read over there.
Wear armor like explosives. Enemy not shoot you for fear of blow up city block. So, you guys are riding off, mounting up, riding off, heading away from Kansas into
Arkansas.
Comrade.
Just wait till you guys get to my post-apocalyptic American campaign, where it's Arkansas is now our Kansas.
and it's
The Russians
communist.
invaded.
Well, they do call it Arkansas in Kansas.
True.
Yeah, but
'cause they're
apparently, at least I've heard. I don't know if this is true, but I've heard you can get fined for calling it Arkansas in Arkansas. I don't know if that's true or not.
Part of me really hopes it is true. Like, cause
Comment.
what's that fine? Like a $10 fine?
Yeah, so you guys riding out? It's fairly, I mean, you have maps, you have access to get directions. It's a fairly straightforward ride. You can stay on roads the entire time.
I choose not to.
We're going straight cross country.
As you kind of get
Easier
in, you
than
do
that.
start to notice, like, there are times where you see small processions of Southern troops kind of riding on the road with you. So long as you, like, just do a nod and ride past, they don't seem to stir up any trouble for you. And,
Look at him like this.
is that how you look at them?
No. Maybe. Only
Yes.
if there's ladies.
Only if they're ladies.
Yes, those ladies.
Those
Confederate
lady Confederate
soldiers.
troops. There's no sexy lady. Well, are you high on peyote again? Because if you're high on peyote, there might be some sexy lady Confederate troops. Otherwise, there's no sexy lady Confederate troops. But arriving into the decent size, it seems like a fairly decent sized town. I wouldn't call it a city, but a decent sized town. You arrive at Brent Springs, Arkansas. And the town itself, you can tell a decent chunk of it is currently being used to like you kind of ride into town, and it's a kind of eerie, ugly sight, because as you ride in, there's like a decent section of the town that seems to have been repurposed into like a care center for wounded soldiers, and you can hear lots of like grunts and groans and moans and cries, and like seems like multiple buildings are just full of troops recovering that have been pulled away from the front lines.
And the other half, that's the saloon and brothel, also has a lot of grunts and cries.
For the troops who have recovered already.
And dear God.
Following, asking around or whatever to get to the address given, it leads a little way outside of town and up to a fairly large, nice-looking, old, like, plantation house. It's got a long drive, big house at the end.
Any lights off?
It seems like there are, and it's not really because it's during the day. Windows are open and stuff. You're right, during like about midday. If anyone like, go and give me perception. Take in your surroundings.
You gonna notice?
Notice.
Notice in the system.
Notice.
Should I notice?
This.
I don't know. Are you noticing?
Three. Y'all don't notice them, no.
11.
Hey.
Should I? You
Do
noticed.
you want?
No.
3, you don't notice anything.
I'm staring at a ladybug.
With a 5, you notice there's a lot of cats around here. You don't notice, like, it seems like the fields are not really being worked on. Like, it seems like this is a plantation house more in a historical sense than a currently functional sense. Now it's just kind of a big mansion. But there's a lot of cats roaming around, especially like around on the porch and stuff of this house. You notice all of what I just mentioned, Dave. You also just kind of notice, like, as you're riding up, you feel a little weird and unnerved approaching this house.
Getting the
You're just getting a
heebie-jeebies.
little bit of the heebie-jeebers. The heebie-jeebus.
I'm gonna check this one out.
Grimes says and just walks.
Please, finds a dead person, you hear him go, "Ugh!" Slap. Damn it, Spanky! You see the horse running off because he goes, dead body.
I thought you just hear crocodile noises.
And it's Arkansas, but it's like, this isn't like a swamp. You're not in the bayou.
Oh, okay.
Awful. Weird number of cats around.
It's not like there's a cat or two on the porch. It's like, glancing around, you see 8 or 9 cats around the
That's
front.
just what I can see. If you can see 8 or 9 cats, that means there's
Thousands of them.
Dozens.
Ugh.
And as you kind of horses pull up, you the front door opens, and stepping out, you see a pretty built man. He seems to be fairly old, elderly.
Why does everybody have built assistants? Everybody we talk to just has like a jacked right-hand man.
A
Yeah.
beefy boy.
Walking out, it's not elderly, but like he's definitely in his later years. He's kind of salt and pepper hair, kind of swept back, and he's got a shaved face. But he looks like he's a little aged, not elderly, but aged. And he kind of walking as you approach up, and he says, kind of like waves to you as you approach. Now, who are y'all?
I had looking for a Mr. Toad from Mr. Raven sent us.
Raven sent you to talk to Toad. Huh?
Yeah. That's what the letter said.
Oh, you expecting company? Send them in. She'll see you.
Alright.
And I recommend, partner, not calling her Mr. Toad.
Well, you were the one in front of me. What was I supposed to... Anyway, we'll get
It's polite. Come on, man. I'll show you where you can tie your horses up.
I don't think it's polite to call anybody a toad.
But Mrs. Tyler.
Three jokes. We got 3 jokes.
We got 3 jokes. Get
that's
used
it.
to them.
Seek the treasure.
And he'll kind of walk you around to the side of the building, and there's a little hitching spot there to tie up the horses. He'll walk
hold
in.
wide hitch my horse.
Hmm?
Hold wide.
You'll hold wide. You'll brush it a couple times,
Yeah.
feed it an oat cake, and then walk in.
And then go on a Mystic Barbie adventure.
Watch somebody go sprinting down the street, just firing guns at the person who sticks a gun away.
I don't remember guns in a Barbie adventure game.
You were playing the right Barbie Adventure game.
I know.
And this guy walks in and will kind of bring you into the foyer, a nice little foyer in this building. It's very southern charming, you know. It's nice little central area, and he'll kind of help walk you in and have y'all take a seat there.
Still cats everywhere?
Inside the house, there's not as many. You don't see like cats all over, but you do see one lady. She looks like she's very beautiful and fairly young, like late teens, early 20s, somewhere in that range, you would think. Or if she's in her like elder years, she looks much younger than she is otherwise. And she's got a like kind of black cat with some like speckled white and orange on it that's sitting on her lap that she's petting.
Oh. It's a good one.
No, it says, well, y'all take a seat. Go on, get him something to drink. Give him some hospitality, damn it. Get him on. And he turns and walks up.
You know we're walking into some shit, alright? I guess.
She can call me Dad.
Yeah, but it still surprises me every time.
Grimes!
You can't say stuff like that when I'm halfway through a sentence.
Spiller doing it when Jerry's halfway through a drink like that. Do the carpets match the drapes?
Well, I thought of you saying that like halfway through, like towards the end of that session, but it was during like kind of the moral quandary bit, so I was just like
Trying
so hard not to.
Do we kill the kid?
Yeah. I'm just thinking of Eric.
And she said, now, y'all, how much y'all like drinking? We can get you something to drink, or I can get you something about brew.
You brew your own drinks?
Oh, dude. You're in Arkansas now. We brew our own down here.
I give it a 25% chance it's moonshine and a 75% chance it's like a witch's.
You know
I
what?
give them all the stink eye. Say, we're on business.
I don't even notice. No, I don't even notice it.
Don't speak for everyone else. Don't speak for that.
Well, I just don't pay attention or I don't hear what he's saying, so I'm just like, I'll try a little bit.
Yeah,
No, none for the boy. None for the boy.
I'm not a boy.
What's
I
right?
am a man! Damn it!
I reckon I'll give it a drink.
Of course you will. Be rude not to.
Just lemonade for me.
How about you, little lady? I'd say put hair on your chest, but for you, I don't think you will.
I guess.
All right. You fetch them for some shine. You fetch this boy some lemonade.
Okay, finish shine. I'll probably.
Yeah.
He goes over to the back kitchen that you don't see, ladles shine out of the cauldron.
All I'm saying is when Erickson says, all right, everyone that had moonshine, put a little X on your character sheet.
Joke's on you. Everyone who had lemonade.
Everyone who had lemonade, you roll me a notice.
You get a brick to the back of the head.
Can I pick up a cat?
Sure. There's just, in here there's just the one that was on her lap that she's petting that you know. If you want to like look around and see if there's another cat, give me a notice.
Grimes goes outside.
The only
gets
notice.
Comes back in.
This one, just one of them?
No. You roll one. That's the one.
That's a 1. You don't see any other cat. Cat seems like inside is just this one cat.
There's a cat sitting on his hand.
There is other cats in here. You don't see any other cats. And after a second, the older feller kind of comes back and he's got a tray of drinks. You can see 4 what looks almost like whiskey tumbler kind of glasses that have some clear fluid in it. And for you, there's kind of like a copper cup that's a little taller, like some sort of kind of copper color metallic cup, and he sets that in front of you. You can see there's some lemonade. He's got ice in it as well.
Oh, wow. Fancy.
We got an ice box around here. They fancy things.
See, the rich lord's magic.
Wellness, if you can let us know whatever here.
Well, come now. I don't know how they do things out in Confluence City, but around here we take our time. We have some conversation. We talk business when we're good and ready. Tell me about yourselves. And are you guys all taking a drink of this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everyone who drank the moonshine, it's pretty good. It's got bite to it. It's pretty sharp. For those of you who've tried moonshine, it does not taste like any real moonshine you've tried before. Think the sharp bite of alcohol mixed with kind of kind of an earthy, herby taste, and almost like a
Kind of like a
juniper
lavender?
or sage, almost
like a
gin-like, almost a gin-like kind of aftertaste to it.
I do like gin.
You feel actually pretty good.
Man, it almost makes me forget about my fucked up hand.
Now see. He put us at ease with the whole, like, everybody drink moonshine. It's pretty good. But then he went on to explain it in a little too much detail.
My lemonade's gonna poison me.
Your lemonade is delicious.
It's also good.
Southern lemonade, fresh squeeze. You think? So tell me about y'all selves. Where y'all
This
come
is it.
from?
Looking around.
Ed stares at you like, how fucking
Is he gonna say the line?
Ed, what's a young pretty lady like yourself doing rolling around with these ruffins?
I mean, it's kind of a long story. I'm from Louisiana originally.
Oh, a Southern belle, much like myself.
You know. I mean, I guess if we are here in Raven sent us, like,
She's
my brother turned into a werewolf some time ago. Killed my pa, and I had to kill him. So I had a bounty on my head, so I headed out west and hunt monsters, I guess. Ran into Corporal Mohan and I guess everybody. Rascatoon, and just kind of been traveling around ever since.
She like reaches over and like pats you on the knee and is like, "Now I'm awful sorry to hear you had to go through all that. It's such a young lady, but I can tell it's made you stronger. I like a woman who's strong, got some backbone to her."
You haven't seen her shoot her rifle, it almost knocks her on her ass.
I'm sure it knocks the other person clean on theirs.
It did that one time.
Both people.
Now you fella are very interested in me. Got a grim expression. You look like you've been spending a bit too much time with Raven, I think.
Well, I can say, been truly regenerated 10 years last month.
Then regenerated again. More recently.
Did you say truly regenerated?
Yeah.
When you do your like it's just turned into like mindless babble to be like, alright, okay.
Bone power.
Regenerated.
Once again, we've established that I am a method actor.
Yes, sorry, don't mean to break your character.
That's all safe.
But you're a regenerated man 10 years ago? Truly regenerated?
10 years, 1 month.
10 years old.
But most recently regenerated a month ago.
Nah, don't say that.
Okay.
I've always been regenerated.
Said, how long you know Raven for?
Well, I reckon I met him on the road a couple months ago.
Very interesting. How about you, young man? Tell me about yourself.
What?
Said, tell me about yourself, young man.
Oh.
What's a handsome, strapping fella like you doing hanging around with all these horses?
Oh, well.
Grimes, mad jealous.
Well, yeah. My name's Professor Bogus.
Of course it is.
Thank you very much. And found myself going down to Rascatoon. Had to get away from the big city life of Arizona. Just to take it all in, get away, and came across a youngin' over here, and just been helping him out whenever I have time, and just like to work on my gadgets.
Bit of a scientist then. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Scientist is a strong word.
What? Watch yourself. You watch yourself, boy.
How about you, young man? Tell me about yourself.
Well, I come from Rascatoon, born and raised.
I can hear it. I can hear the. Oh.
Did some, fun things here or there with a group of pals that didn't end too great, but here I am with the new group of pals. So
Pals
Let's hope
is a
this
strong
little
word.
adventure goes better than the last, then, yeah?
yeah, it's so far so good.
And how about you yourself, Mr. Ranger Badge, uptight, only time for business? Tell me about yourself. Take a moment.
Well, I'm Corporal Mohan, out of Kansas.
Of course, y'all.
So nice one. So it happens to somebody else.
Just your average ranger, doing his duty. Nothing to see here.
Now that was about as interesting as you have been since you rolled into this place. If you keep everything tight to the chest, you're not going to make many friends in this world.
Well, I don't want anything to fall out.
Very well, very well. The mysterious type. I suppose that's just fine too.
Nailed it.
Well, y'all seem like good folk. And if Raven trusts you to send you to help me, then I trust you've done some work with him in the past.
Some of us more than others.
I understand you're coming from Colorado, or at least from out westward. So I hate to send you on too many errands, hopping from one state to the next. I know that riding can be very hard. I've got some work needs doing. It's not in this state, it's stayed away. But before we worry about that, from what I've seen, that problem won't be much needed solved or won't make much of a difference. I'd like to keep y'all as guests here for a couple nights. Let you rest your weary selves, and then a couple days' time from now, we'll get you on the road. Well fed, well rested, provisioned up, ready for the road.
Well, that's mighty kind.
Professor Bogus just kind of watching them mouth to each other, just like.
That's not in character. I'm just being goofy. Don't mean to confuse the audience.
Yeah. Only in character method acting at my table.
At my table.
You may table. I don't want to be here.
What? Show these folks to some rooms and make sure they're well taken care of. If you folk need anything, you find any other folk that you don't recognize as one of you here, they'll help take care of. Me and mine are nothing if not hospitable.
Thank you so much, man, for your hospitality. We really appreciate it.
Of course, of course. Glad to hear that there's some manners out west.
Jokes on you about Ralph.
I'm glad you keep holding the corporal's hand.
She's like, well, that young boy's pretty cute, but I think he's a pretty type.
I'm married.
So, you all have a little bit of time to rest in Toad's house.
I'll go pet a cat.
Okay, you can find a cat. Go around. Okay.
You'll find a cat.
He's petting nothing.
You're like, I'm just scratching my head.
Oh, actually,
What the fuck is he doing?
I want to try to follow my gut.
Okay.
I've got a tingly feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to follow my tingly feeling.
Okay.
I know Grimes does that a lot, but I'm trying.
But it's a different tingly feeling.
Grimes just goes from one tingly feeling to the next. But for you, you're trying to like kind of find the source of your unease and like kind of track it down, follow it around. Okay. Go ahead and give me a spirit.
I've got spirit.
Yeah, you do.
How about you?
My spirit's pretty good.
Don't take my dice.
My spirit's better than yours.
That's a 4.
Oh, no, wait, my spirit's the same as yours. I was looking at the wrong stat.
Thanks.
You feel kind of this. It's not so much. It's kind of like a game of hot and cold. It's not like a radar follow. Like it's like a. I walk this way, I feel slightly less uneasy, and then I walk this way, I feel slightly more uneasy. So I'll keep walking this way, and you're able to kind of, and you guys are given basically free reign of this house, so you all can kind of just wander and do what you want. She shows you where the kitchen is. You're shown where your rooms are, and yours kind of leads you to the kitchen. And once there, to kind of back room of the kitchen, and in that back room of the kitchen, there's a locked metal door. And you get to that door, and it feels like as you step away from the door, it eases off a little bit. When you're right up against the door, red hot.
It's got a lock on
It does.
Don't touch it.
She's very, very hospitable here.
If there's a bunch of dead bodies, leave it.
it.
Plus,
She's
she's an acquaintance of the Raven. It'd be best to not go
If Raven's
screwing up this
here,
relationship.
then we're probably fine. Like it is what it is. But
Unless they're trying to get rid of us for some reason.
Now he likes us to win.
We've only done one job for him, though.
They've been so friendly.
He's either a witch or a
Well, I don't have the skills to pick that lock, so because that's a thievery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any thievery. I was not a thief. I don't know what I was, but I wasn't a thief. So yeah, I'll note it. There's a locked door in the pantry
Okay.
that is giving
Where
me the
she keeps
heebie-jeebies.
her special bread.
Yeah. And I'll just be aware of that.
Be aware. Be aware. You are aware of it.
Alright, I'm gonna try to like hang out in the kitchen a little bit and see if anybody like I'm not like watching this.
Watching the door, staking it out.
Yeah, that's where I'll hang out.
Okay. Just roll me a 4-sided die and tell me what the number.
It's a 4.
Okay. One evening, you guys are gonna be here for like 2-3 days. The first evening you're there, you are kind of hanging around in the kitchen, and you do see Toad walk past and start heading towards that door. You're like in the kitchen itself, and she goes through that second kind of back larder style room and towards that door.
I'll give it I'll slowly count to 5.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a notice. Perception. Notice.
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 Nosy bastard.
I am literally the magic police. 6 and 12. It's a tenor.
It's a tenor. All right. So you happen to also roll me a stealth.
I was waiting for it. Stealth, not as good. I'll probably leave it into the other shot. Stealth, no points. And at a
I can see your
-2.
big forehead.
Oh, 0.
That's a total of 0. Not a crit fail, but a 0. But fall.
You-
I lean over to look and
You see all, just like she does. So you kind of like peer around the corner, and the door is like open. She's just stepped in, and she kind of like stops and like turns and gives you a smirk, and steps into the room. Like she acknowledges you but doesn't say anything, and closes the door behind her. What you can kind of see, from what you can see just through the door around her, you can see a number of things kind of dangling that look very much like totems and hanging like bones, skulls, things with weird writing and etching on it. It seems like there's quite a few things hanging from the ceiling. And you can see a cross in front of her with a 10. You can also see on the floor there at least one candle set on the floor. She closes the door behind her. You don't hear anything latch or lock, but
She's doing her lady bits.
like
My
there's always
mom
be
lights
going-
candles all the time.
That's right.
That's why they have
Well.
candles in there.
Question
She's
answered.
just taking a
She's a
dip.
witch. Well, not like I have any stones to throw on that, so I'll go ahead and just pack it up.
Okay.
Mission accomplished. Good job. I figured it out. I'm a genius.
We got him, boys. What are the rest of y'all doing? This is just a couple days. She's trying to let you rest and recoup before you get back on the road.
Locking the door to the room every night.
Sleep with a knife under your pillow.
Probably a gun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just probably staying up most nights, fixing my stuff, my gadgets.
Okay.
So, ain't no rest for the wicked.
How about you?
We're gonna sidestep that one.
I reckon I'm gonna just go and try to get to know everybody in the house.
See which one of them is expendable.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion or charm or charismatic based check.
Charisma check.
Have no
just persuasion.
charisma.
Persuasion
I might-
in the system.
Yeah, I might also have some conversations with Toad just to, learn more about this person. Just be like, so what's your, what's your relation to the Raven? How long you
That
know?
D4's cocked. We roll.
Good, because it wasn't very good.
Oh, it's explodes.
You had 4 explodes?
Yeah, explodes again.
4 explodes again.
No, it's a 3.
No, it's a 3. It's like 4 from the same. You should have just rolled. Just roll, yeah, sure roll.
You can keep re-rolling if you'd like.
Just keep re-rolling until you get a 4, and then roll again because you got 4. It seems like most everybody around here is either help. They have like people. It's not like they're not like there's no slavery in this timeline. At least there's not currently slavery in the South. That's not what this war's about. Because I get to rewrite history in this story, so slavery's not a part of it. Because fuck that. And so it's like paid employee help. There's a couple of those, but most everyone you meet all seems to have the last name Bennett. Seems like Bennett is the family name. And they're friendly folk. It seems like they're already like they all refer to Toad as Ma or Ma. But they range in ages from like young adult to fairly elderly, and it seems like quite a few people come and go who are part of this family, distant relations and other ways. And you can tell that like with that big of a role, one person you meet, or a couple people, like everyone you meet that's an adult, talking with them a little bit, and just like your good old boy charm, and just like having kind of normal conversation, you find that like
shopkeeper charm.
basically all of these Bennetts are in positions of authority in the South. There's at least one person you meet that is a general in the Southern Army who's on leave coming here. There's one you meet that is the mayor of the town you're in. There's another you meet that is mayor of a different city nearby. And it seems like all of the adult members of the family that are kind of coming and going from here are all kind of in positions of Southern authority. Like a very influential family.
Grimes is gonna try and be some Southern authority, if you know what I mean.
I don't. You're also talking to Toad a little bit?
Yeah, like just trying to. I'm not talking to Toad in that sense.
No.
I'm talking to just casual conversation. Just trying.
Most of what you're actually go ahead and roll me persuasion. See how it goes.
Persuasion? I don't have persuasion.
So -2 on whatever this is.
A 1.
A 1. So conversation doesn't go very far. All you're really able to like relate on. She's not particularly scientific. She seems very intelligent, but not very like. You don't have common ground to really talk much about, and you're not trying to schmooze in on anything, so that doesn't happen. But she is, like, you guys do talk chemistry a little bit, and she seems quite knowledgeable about chemistry. And specifically, like, clearly they moonshine, and she's probably set up more than her fair share of moonshine stills in her day. She seems very knowledgeable about that process and about chemical interactions and that kind of stuff. That's all you're able to really talk about. Grimes. What are you doing there this couple of days?
That prep talk. All you needed was like a slap to your own face. Just be strong.
I'm talking to Toad.
What you talking about?
How pretty she is.
Trying to schmooze in on
I'm
Toad.
flirting with her hardcore and
Okay.
just giving her all kinds of compliments.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion.
Talking about how much you love cats.
Be like,
How
man,
tasty
when I
they
first
are."
came here, I saw so many cats. I haven't been able to find one since, but I really like them. I'd pet everyone I could find if I could find a damn cat.
I found
You said she's sitting there, the cat on her lap, just sitting. They're nowhere to be seen.
So that's a 5-er, and then with your charisma,
This is a lady who is interested in men.
so an 8 total there.
8.
Yeah, guess -1. for-
-1, +4.
yeah.
She seems to really enjoy the conversation and like the ego patting of the like compliments and stuff. Like she leans into it a lot. Go ahead and give me What are the like intelligence-based skills?
Oh no.
Academics,
Huh?
academics, battle, electronics, gambling,
You don't have any
hacking,
of those skills, I
healing,
assume,
Come
right?
on.
language.
But
Just go
I
ahead
do.
and give me, you know,
Notice.
in a way, love is a battlefield. So, make me a battle roll, I
Science.
Just make basically.
Alright.
-3.
Oh, this is it fun, guys. I'm out of here.
Technically -3 because of your
And
Four
four
explodes.
All right, okay. It's a battlefield you know well.
So but they're both. So
It's a 9 or -3, so 6. You can read off of her, like the way she's talking to you and stuff. At first, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in. This lady's so into me." You get to the point where you realize, like, you think she's kind of leading you on and kind of toying with you. It's like she's enjoying the conversation and enjoying the compliments, but she doesn't seem to have any intention on acting on it at all.
Damn.
And like your advances are very smoothly denied. Any physical advances at all are very smoothly and quickly denied. And she seems to be like soaking up the attention and compliments, and that's as far as she seems to be taking it.
Oh, can I go try to find another cat again to drown my sorrows?
Yeah. And see, like she speaks very fondly of you and how good your manners are, what a handsome young man you are and stuff. But at a certain point, the way she's speaking to you seems less flirtatious and almost mothered. Even though you're pretty sure she's about your age.
Grams walks out. Sorry for the boy there. Just take a drink.
Oh, not at all. Charming young man.
I'm gonna go.
Go ahead and give me a note.
One too many.
Can you find a cat?
One too many sweet clears to the head, if you know what I mean. A 5?
-1.
Four.
4. You can find a cat.
Yes.
You pet a cat.
I'm gonna cry a little bit.
Roll me a d8. Tell me if it's a 1.
Grimes.
It's a 3.
You're not allergic to
Yes.
There had to be a chance.
I'm just gonna drink my sorrows with this little
1 in 8
cat.
people are allergic to cats. Probably.
That's a statistic. It's not a true
1 in 8
statistic,
people.
but it is a
1 in 8
statistic.
people are allergic to cats, and 1 in 53 statistics are made up.
Oh, only that low. Huh?
Yeah,
That's pretty
it's
good odds.
pretty good. And 99.8% of statistics and percentages that come out of my mouth are bullshit.
That's pretty good.
And 99.9 words that come out of my mouth are bullshit.
I can attest to this.
Yeah.
So,
Literally or figurative?
huh?
Literally or figurative?
Literally would be pretty amazing. That's like that's not a great.
Because if it's
superpower.
literally, then I have.
I work in healthcare. I can tell you stories.
I'd have to disagree.
Anyway, so you guys have some time, meet some people, discover some sketchy back rooms, and you are able to successfully get a couple days rest. With the ride over here and these couple days of rest, if you got an injury, go ahead and roll a vigor to try and heal it.
Yeah.
You only get a -1, no +2 on this. If I can help here. So.
Erickson knows that some fight is coming, so
A
he's
3.
trying to make sure everybody's healed.
Well, your
Two.
wound. Did you not heal your wound last time?
Oh, I didn't have a wound. I just it was
Your
my
injury.
hand was.
Yeah, you don't have to roll. Your injury is technically healed. It's still a little sensitive and tender, but like functionally you healed the injury, so you're all
Oh,
good.
okay.
Nope. So you still have 1 wound. Your ribs. You want to impress this lady, this toad lady. So you keep doing your ab workouts.
I know.
And at the end of a couple days rest, different spots wherever you guys are at, you're found by a different hand or member of the Bennett family, and they just tell you that they either say Maud, Toad, or Delphine is looking for you.
All right.
Whoever gets Delphine goes, who?
Oh, Ma Delphine, Ma Bennett, come on now, says a 65-year-old man.
Well, we've been here for days and nobody's said her name yet.
Yeah.
Well, if she's calling.
I was like, hey, yeah, I see you are here.
Brian's has cleaned himself up and everything.
he goes to town, gets a shave, gets a bath, walks in. Everyone else already left
to
already.
that. And then all
You guys all meet up back in the foyer. She already has 4 glasses of shine of brew and 1 glass of lemonade ready out on the counter for you. She seems to be sipping a glass of shine herself. And
What is it? Ease. They already poured these forward. They're already poured.
you guys have been eating her food,
I
and
just
eating her,
swung mine
and,
with the-
eating her food,
Oh,
eating
yes,
her
I
food and
agree.
drinking her drink this whole time.
Yes,
so if she
I-
wanted
I-
to poison you, she already did it.
Yeah, I agree. Screw it.
Yeah.
Well, not Grimes, but
Just the lemonade's poison. You all reconvene there. She said, "How have you found the Bennett house?
wonderful.
Just lovely.
Glad y'all had a little bit of time to relax. I know that working in this organization, specifically with Raven, the busybody, is a fast-paced lifestyle. Around here, we like to take our time every now and then. But, much to your satisfaction, I assume there, Ranger, it's time for business. As you know, all of us members of the Eyes have our different ways about us that make us different, make us special, and I've got some ability to not exactly see into the future, but see things understood and unknown and decipher them some bit. And while
You wouldn't happen to be familiar with a man named Spindly Norman, would you?
We don't talk about spinning the norm here.
can't say I've ever met a fellow named Norman.
Didn't hear a word he says. Professor Bogus, why am I suddenly filled with rage?
Bullshit.
I
What?
trust
Why
that
did I just say that? Sorry.
I trust that man with my left arm.
Don't you touch it, that Norman.
I mean, he did talk about blood a lot, and then we ran into a lot of blood.
So he was right.
Circumstantial at
Sorry.
best.
It would have been nice if he'd have warned us about you getting brain.
That would have been
Rally.
nice. But he was right.
Listen, even Spindly Norman couldn't see that coming.
Grimes certainly didn't see it.
That's right.
Now we're being rude in front of
This is just like politely listening to you guys rant about all this stuff. This is all a character, and you can't tell me it wasn't.
Grimes, just let the lady speak.
Y'all are a fun group. Where I need y'all to go, alright, let's not beat around the bush here. Where I need y'all to go is a small village in Texas called Powhuara.
That was really weird. She was about to say Louisiana.
Unless she was
Now,
gonna send us back
Powhuara,
to
Texas. Small village where not a whole lot happened for quite some time, as far as my understanding. But from what I've seen, there's more than meets the eye to this village, and as of late, there's trouble afoot.
What?
Somebody is taking hold of that
That's what you
village.
said. I didn't hear what you said. I was trying to. It took me a second to put 2 and 2 together. With the more that meets the eye, it was robots. It's like you know what? I don't think we're in a.
It's robots.
I don't think we're in a position to deal with Transformers.
You guys now have to fight whatever was there before and robots. Because fuck you.
Because you interrupted the point.
Now, don't be rude. You can be impatient, but don't be rude. Somebody's stirring up trouble in Powhuara, Texas. I don't know exactly what they're attempting to do, but I know there's some dark rituals afoot, some innocent blood being spilt in the name of it, and somebody who thinks they're a lot more than they are, but could become something just dangerous enough to be a problem.
Yeah, so you mean a psychopath?
Basically.
Quite likely, yes.
Statistically likely.
But some plans, especially the crazy ones, just crazy enough they could work, even if to a lesser degree.
I know about that.
Crazy plans working.
They work. Sometimes.
We once held up a stagecoach with an armadillo.
No one move!
I don't think any of them have guns. I think that's just the armadillo.
You
Yeah,
won't get hit in the head with an armadillo.
Yeah, but I think they know something we don't. Why would they hold up a stage with just an armadillo?
Armadillo opens, hold the gun. Get him, Billy!
He's got a tiny little cowboy
The
hat!
tragedy is that was one of the gang members that Grimes shot.
Was the armadillo?
Which made it was the armadillo.
You deserve more bounty than you got. Says, I can give you directions and a map to get you to Palwara. Once you're there, it'll be on you to decipher what all's going on there and put a stop to it.
Jocelyn being, I heard her just quietly whisper, he's got little boots. And then she went back to just like laughing and crying. An armadillo and cowboy shoes, that's what got her.
That's what it is.
I think I also heard her mention laugh at a tiny cowboy hat.
I was just thinking of an armadillo wearing tiny boots and a cowboy hat.
Got a tiny little
That's right.
It was just cute.
We all gotta have our moments here.
That's right.
Look, it was just cute.
If you don't laugh until you cry, then is it a good campaign?
My bad. Okay.
Alright, we're headed for Texas.
We're headed for Texas.
And one other thing, y'all. And I don't know how much y'all need to be worried about this just yet, as you are agents of the eyes, not eyes yourselves. But one other reading, one other scrying of the bones, has shown something else. And that is trouble for the eyes. I don't know exactly the nature of it. All I know is somebody who's fallen from high places has it out for us. So be very careful
Scratch.
about who you meet and who you trust. Wouldn't want you getting involved in whoever this individual is until we've been able to figure it out and deal with the problem.
I don't really think any of us have fallen from anywhere high, so not talking about us.
I've fallen from low places most of the time.
Bar stools.
Such no places you found up.
Yeah.
Grimes literally just fallen into success, honestly. Like,
And bullets.
Except for the one time where Jeffords shot him.
You know what that? She's got nothing else to tell you. If you got nothing else to do here before you go, you can mount up and head to Palwara. You don't have anything else to do here before you go?
Everybody doing okay on bullets and whatnot?
As far as like trail rations up, you'll be able to kind of restock here, and she'll get you set up with some good old home cooking for me.
I also asked for a bottle of the shine to take with us.
Get a bottle of shine. You got a bottle of, call it brew shine.
Brew. Are you gonna be sharing that?
Which is
No.
Ooh, witch's brew. would
Which
be
brew?
good. Witch brew.
This brew.
Witch's brew is a great name for your bread.
that is true.
Yeah. Which brew? This brew.
Which brew? This brew.
And with that, heading to Palwara next time on the next episode of Devils of the West. We'll unravel what's going on in that strange little Texas town. Thank you for watching.